Wisconsin Performing Artists Hall of Fame is sponsored annually by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel and the Performing Arts Center. The Hall of Fame was conceived as a way of honoring performing artists, past and present, who have close ties to Wisconsin. During the past 12 years, the Hall of Fame has honored numerous artists with ceremonies highlighting their lives and careers. Some of the honorees include Colleen Dewhurst, Fred McMurray, Woody Herman, Harry Houdini, Orson Welles, Spencer Tracy, Les Paul, and Gene Wilder. Last year's recipient was Daniel J. Travanti. This year, the Wisconsin Artists Hall of Fame is proud to induct Steve Miller for his accomplishments as a musician, composer, and band leader. Steve was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, into a very musical family. His father was an amateur recording engineer, and Steve grew up listening to recordings of T-Bone Walker and the legendary Les Paul. Steve credits Les Paul with teaching him all of the basics, and Les has been a major influence on Steve throughout his life.
I understand that this is a big night for my very dear friend, what's his name again? Steve Miller. I got it. Steve Miller, yeah. Very dear good friend of mine, Steve Miller, and welcome back to Milwaukee. In 1949, Mary and I got married in Milwaukee, Judge Cannon, and I'll never forget the best man and the best lady was Mr. and Mrs. Miller, and had a rotten little kid there. Never forget him. He's just a little older and fatter now. Steve, Milwaukee's very proud of you. And again, I'm speaking for everybody in Milwaukee. Welcome back home, and congratulations.
Steve formed his first band at the age of 12. The Marksmen would play at fraternity parties and became a very popular band. Steve taught his older brother Buddy to play bass so that his mother wouldn't have to drive them to gigs. Steve enrolled at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where he was part of two more bands, the Ardells and the Night Trains. Ben Sidran became close friends with Steve and has gone on to produce some of Steve's songs.
Hi, Ben Sidran here, up on the big screen to congratulate my old partner Steve Miller on receiving this prestigious award. It's an award that any Badger would be proud to receive, and I know tonight Steve Miller is 100% Badger. 110% maybe, I don't know. Steve, congratulations, you old space cowboy. Of course, I remember the old days when we were back at the University of Wisconsin. You probably remember those days too, so we won't say any more about that. We'll just say, congratulations, Steve Miller. Keep on rocking me, baby.
After college, Steve moved to Chicago, where he sat in with blues greats Muddy Waters, Buddy Guy, Junior Wells, Otis Rush, and Paul Butterfield. Steve moved out to San Francisco in 1966, and with Lonnie Turner, Tim Davis, and Curly Cook, started the Steve Miller Blues Band. One of the band's first acts was backing up Chuck Berry on his Live at the Fillmore album. In 1968, the Steve Miller Band released their first album, Children of the Future. 1973 marks the first time Steve produced his own record. The result was The Joker, which quickly became a #1 hit and gave Steve his first gold album. In 1976, the Steve Miller Band released Fly Like an Eagle, which went platinum and included the hits Rockin' Me and Take the Money and Run. Steve's next album, Book of Dreams, included such songs as Jungle Love, Swingtown, and Jet Airliner, and produced his third consecutive platinum album. In 1981, Steve released Circle of Love, and in 1982, Abracadabra, which was his fifth platinum album. In 1987, Steve Miller was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame to commemorate his 20 years of making records. In Steve's later releases, Living in the 20th Century and Born to Be Blue, he went back to his jazz blues roots. All in all, Steve Miller made more than 20 albums, 5 of which went platinum. The Steve Miller Band continues to sell more than 1 million records a year, even past its 25th anniversary. It is no wonder why Steve Miller is the newest inductee into the Wisconsin Performing Artists Hall of Fame.